Good afternoon, students. In our syllabus for Part 3 Honours, we have 4 poems by T.S. Eliot. We have already done 2, The Portrait of a Lady and The Hollow Man. Today, we will be taking up the 3rd poem, that is Gerontion. It starts with the epigraph, "Thou hast nor youth nor age, but as it were an after dinner sleep, dreaming of both." The protagonist is a little old man, as his name signifies, in the extremity of age and decay of senses, more of an embodied consciousness than a concrete individual like Prufrock. He is a fit symbol of the contemporary European civilization in the grip of disintegration, inner decay, and desiccation. Visualizing the process of its fall and degradation from its old glory and weaving the intricate web of memories and desires like a spider caught in its own confused maze. The epigraph takes us to Shakespeare's Measure for Measure, to the Duke's speech when he visits Claudio under sentence of death in prison. He urges him to wish for death and to think that what is called life is little but conflict, cowardice, insecurity, disease, and the scramble for riches. The poem is the disorganized stream of consciousness of this old man in the manner of Joyce in Ulysses, and the protagonist, a sensitive but debilitated representative of the decadent secular civilization of Europe, dominated by the spirit of commercialism, is busy dissecting the frozen anatomy of history, devoid of its center in God and grown into a vast cobweb of intrigue, diplomacy, and underhand dealings. Now let us explain the poem. The lines, "Here I am, an old man in a dry month, being read to by a boy waiting for rain. I was neither at the hot gates nor foot in the warm rain, nor knee-deep in the salt marsh, heaving a cutlass, bitten by flies, fought." In the opening lines, Gerontion introduces himself as an old man in a dry month, waiting for rain. Dry season is the condition of a spiritual barrenness, and the rain for which he has been waiting is the grace of God which will purge his mind and restore him to the state of a spiritual health, purity, and vigor. He confesses that as a representative of a commercial civilization, he has not followed the heroic ideals and fought for noble values in spite of the risks to his life and trials of the body. The passage perhaps refers to the 3 types of heroic battles: fighting at hot gates, like the Battle of Thermopylae, where a handful of Greek soldiers fought and died for their country and culture against the Persian horde. The second battle, fight in the warm rain, may refer to the voyages of discovery undertaken by the European navigators and empire builders. The third one, knee deep in salt marsh, may refer to the bravery of settlers of the marshy and barren lands. As compared with such fights, the First World War was fought really for bolstering up the selfish commercial interest of the industrially advanced countries.